Good morning, welcome to Journal Chat Live at Rhomany's Realm. I'm Rhomany and I'm just testing out my new camera on Ustream, so I thought I would do a bit of a flip, show you what I've been working on, things like that, and so on and so forth. So this is my Delusions journal. Just been doing some collage and paint and things in this. So this is one I actually did this on a live stream over on YouTube. Doing Rorschach ink blotting, spray inks and blobs of acrylic paint, and smoosh the pages together and see what happens. And we ended up with a Texas Longhorns skull, which I rather like, and two, well, I think they look like wolves, but a lot of people thought they looked like piggies. So, but I kind of liked it because I could see so many things in it. It also looks like a uterus. I don't know if, oh, hang on, there we go. Whoa, we're up to 4 people now, so people have seen it on Twitter then. Hi guys. Do log in and say hello. You can't tweet, you can't post in chat if you're anonymous, so you need to log in, but you can log in with, I believe, Twitter, email, or Facebook. Or Ustream. Create a Ustream account if you've got one, if you want. This one was also ink blots. Same thing again, sprayed it, added some ink, smooshed it together, see what happens. This one I could see a griffin, so we drew a griffin. And this one was a nightmare. I could see a bird, but I couldn't draw the bird because I didn't get a reference photo out, and then I ended up drawing one of the crows from Dumbo. And he's got googly eyes. I stuck googly eyes on him. I don't think I can zoom in on this one because my camera doesn't have zoom. It's not an auto camera, it's just a webcam. This one is just spray inks and a bit of collage at the moment. I just really liked these 2 pictures together. And I've pulled this out as well that I quite liked with it, but I haven't really done anything with it yet. So still playing with that one. Well, I'm still playing with all of them. None of these are finished. This is, again, bits of collage, bits of painting. I have quite a specific idea where this is going. It's going to be... all of these have got titles, which is a bit weird, but almost everyone. Hi, Claire. Is that Claire Branson? Welcome back. All of these have got titles, which is odd for me, but yeah, just when I'm working on it, a title comes to me. So this one is called Vision Questioning. Ooh. So it's going to be kind of like a vision quest. It's hard to explain, but you know, she's meditating at the moon. She's on a walking quest in the desert, kind of like on a track thing, you know, you can see that. And she's kind of throwing these star things up into the sky, and that's as far as I've got with that. It is Claire. Okay. Froggy throat. Seems to be a bit better over here. I'm not sure. We're doing okay. Apparently we've only got 2.5 hours or 2 3/4 hours before it stops recording. So that's okay. I usually do about that. I try to do like an hour and a half and then take a break. So we shall see how it goes. This one is possibly my favourite page at the moment. And don't ask me why. Really, I don't know where these names come from. This is called The Mind Palace of the Prussian Wolf. I don't know. I don't know, but see, he's got a mind palace, and this kind of the Prussian bit, the mind palace came because I found this little palacey type. It's like a really ornate children's doll's house, but like mega ornate. I found that and it kind of reminded me of the Mind Palace from Sherlock Holmes. And then when I put this bit on it, it reminded me of Dracula's crown. You know, when you see the pictures of Lord Drackle. And for some reason, Prussian came to mind rather than Transylvanian. So I don't know. I just called him Prussian. So this is the Mind Palace of the Prussian Wolf. Don't know. Like I said. This one is kind of a work in progress. And its working title is The Chair of the Punk Rock Prince. Well, I don't know. Do not know. I don't know where they come from. Guys, if you want to tweet out on Twitter or Facebook or whatever that I'm live over here as well, that would be really helpful because I don't really know how to do it myself without closing everything down. So yeah, if you want to share the link anywhere, that would be great. I think if you go onto just click onto social stream, you should be able to. I'm not sure. It's been years since I've used Ustream and it's changed a bit. I last went on air on Ustream 3.5 years ago, apparently. So yeah, I don't know where this is going, but I plan on painting some more blue here and drawing in some more of whatever this is. I just went crazy yesterday. Started. This is called. Well, it was started off being called the Demon of Time, and it's now the Demon of Time versus Secondhand Books. Again, I don't know. This is kind of meant to be like a sky stairway, a sky ladder type thing. I drew it in and then I found these curtains that had like steps on them. So I used that. This is where they start out. So I was going to draw her before, like a while ago, and I got really tired. So I didn't draw her, but I've got this, which is kind of a weird, I'm not sure if it's a sculpture or a painting, or I don't know what it is, but it's weird. And then I've got this, which I really like. I've got a thing about doorways and halls and lines of things. So I've got those, and I want to draw her because I think she's really pretty. I'm going to use her as a reference picture. And then I'll probably collage her in somewhere as well. Because this is only a collage journal. This is not like doing art, drawing type journal that I would normally do. This is like a proper collage type journal. Does that make sense? The wibbly wobbly world of time. And the idea behind this is that it's like an exploding clock. It's going to be like an exploding clock with bits coming out of the middle, like mechanical bits, but I need to find some more clock parts because I don't normally use clocks. But I was watching one of Dee Dee's streams the other day and she had this clock. Hi True North, you found me again. Welcome back. Seems to be working a bit better over here, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I was watching one of Dee Dee's streams and she had, I can't remember what it was, but she had like this picture of a clock and then she'd put kind of like more clocks on top of it, but it was looking at the inside of the clock. And I thought, hey, that would be really cool if you had it exploding. So I'm looking for more bits of watches and stuff to go around the outside. See, this is all one watch that I've cut up and I've got it following the circle round. Circle. And then I want to have bits of explodey bits in the middle. And this one is Akasha and the Muse. And this is what started me off yesterday. I had this picture. I've been hanging on to this picture for 2 years, I think. At least. I love this picture. It's just, oh. The blue, oh. I love Prussian blue, and she's so beautiful, and she's got all this henna and jewellery, and I just really liked it. So I tore it up. I really liked the picture, so I tore it up. I tore it up into pieces, but then I put it back down, so it's kind of, all of this is one picture, but I've taken it apart and put it back together, because I didn't want to just slap a picture down. I wanted it to look a little bit like I'd collaged it together, but this is actually one picture. And what I intend to do with this is to, once I've finished the page, turn it into a painting. So use this as the basis sketch of a painting, which is, again, a technique that Dee Dee does. You're Jean. You're West Coast Jean. Are you the late now? Are you the Jean? Oh, it's Jan, is it? Oh, I misread it. Sorry. Are you the Jan that sent me my elephants? Or was that the other one? Because there's Jan West Coast and Jan East Coast, isn't there? I do like the fact that there's no lag on the chat. I've got no lag on my chat today. I don't normally have. I normally have masses of lag on YouTube, but the chat seems to be. I don't think the chat and the picture is in sync, but I'm getting chat as you put it in straight away. I say something and boom, you answer. So that's good. But yeah, I've been watching Dee Dee on YouTube and her. Yeah, Jan East Coast and Jan West Coast. So you're Jan West Coast. One of you sent me some elephants, and I don't know if it was you, but if it was you, I'm wearing one of them today. Yeah, and you're both my students. You both do classes with me, and you both come to my streams. And you both send me stuff, and I get very confused because I don't know which is which. Possibly because I don't know my west from my east, so I get very confused easily. Yeah, Dee Dee. Inkiwell. INKIWELL. Let me. I'm addicted to her streams at the moment. She's fascinating. I love her laugh. She's absolutely contagious. I'm just trying to find my Sharpie. I've moved everything around and now I can't find it. Where's my pens? Oh, I took it out. Okay. 1 second. Oh, this'll do. Here we go. So you'll find her on Ustream and Twitter, actually. Actually, I think everywhere. She's Inkwell. There you go. With an I. Inkwell without the I in the middle is Sarah, who does the fountain pens. So if you end up looking at somebody who's doing fountain pens, you're watching Sarah, who is Inkwell. You need to add an I in the middle. But Sarah's also very good to watch as well. I follow her too. Dee Dee is on Ustream. She streams at 2 p.m. UK time on Mondays and sometimes Wednesdays, Fridays or Saturdays, depending on what she's doing. Coffee and Art in the Morning, that's right, that's what her show is. Coffee and Art in the Morning with Dee Dee. And she's amazing. I've done mixed media for a long time. Let me come on here. Because I can swap over, apparently. Or can I not? Oh, I can, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I've done mixed media for a long time, but I do more illustration type mixed media. I am not a messy person. I do not get my hands dirty. I do not do all this mucky painting. There is a caveat to that, which I'll come on to in a minute when I can find it. Yeah, I'm not into messy. I don't do messy. Partly because I'm too lazy to clean up, but also because I have a thing about stuff on my hands. I don't like stuff on my hands. if I'm going to do messy stuff, I tend to wear gloves, and you can't do art and wear gloves. It doesn't work. Anyway, I have a bit of an issue with a lot of mixed media people because, you know, they're doing all this spraying and blamming and blamming. Oh, you can't see me? Can you not see me? Do I need to put it back down there? Well, I like using the face cam. I'd rather talk to the screen. Okay. No face cam, it doesn't work. Okay. Can you see the desk again now that I've swapped it over? I just want to make sure it's still working, because this is a test. I don't know how it works, because it works fine on my screen. So if I'm broadcasting live, I can swap over cameras, but if I'm recording, I can't. So it must only record from one camera. That's a bit of a shame. I'll have to try it with my broadcasting software later and see if that works, because I like the face cam. Desktop's fine. Okay, we'll stay here then. And I'll just put my hands here so you can see that I'm still alive. Yeah, a lot of mixed media people, it's all about mucky painting. And I don't do mucky painting, but Dee Dee is more of an artist than a, well, she's a journal artist and she's a mixed media artist, but she's more, how can I put it? She's more painterly. Yeah, she uses paintbrushes and stuff most of the time, and occasionally a baby wipe. I could lay my head on the desk like this down here. I don't think I can fit. Hello. Could lie on the desk. Yeah, she's more painterly. She uses a paintbrush predominantly. Occasionally she uses a baby wipe, but you don't see her like getting paint on her hands and smushing it all around. Hello, Miss Maddie. Hi, baby. You want to say hello to everybody? You can't come on camera because it's not working, babe. I have to try the other software and see if that works. Oh, hi. Hi, I'm cute, Mummy. She's here for her belly rubs, everybody. Everybody belly rub Miss Maddie. Everybody belly rub Miss Maddie. Oh, she's been out playing in the snow this morning. Got 2 inches of snow here. Yeah, she's painterly. She doesn't do mucky stuff. She doesn't throw paint about and things. Even her jelly plating, she doesn't get in a big mess with her jelly plating, which I like. And with that spoken of, let me find what I'm looking for. 1 second. It's over here somewhere. I had to tidy up. So, oh, all my Deco art paints arrived. Because if you don't know, I'm a Deco art helping artist, and all my Deco art paints have arrived. So that's rather cool. But also, I bought one of these. Now, every time I've said on YouTube that I'd seen no, the snow is still up. There's still snow on the rooftops and the fences and up high. There's smatterings on the floor because it's frozen. It's like -1 outside, but it's not knee-deep type snow. Carrie Harling's got that, apparently, over at the frat house. They've got 8 inches of snow and it's still coming down. In Illinois. Yeah, every time I said on YouTube that I had seen a jelly plate that was a mini jelly plate, but there was one that was ATC size and there was one that was 3x5, and everybody said, no, the smallest they do is 5x7. And I'm like, no, I've seen it, damn it. So I bought it. I'm not really a jelly plate kind of girl, but I figure if I'm going to use one, it's going to be one of these mini type ones. So as you can see, it hasn't even been out of the packet yet. So I've got to very carefully do my peeling off and all that kind of thing. Maybe I'll play with that later. But I work fairly small. I don't do big, you know, I don't do big A4 sheets. I don't want to do big A4 sheets. But just to have the odd bits and pieces that I can do a little bit of jelly printing, I thought that'd be quite cool. So yeah, I got a little baby one. Nobody can get in a mess with a little baby one, can they? And like I said, they do one that's half the size, that's for ATCs. It's 2.5 by 3.5. And they've got, if you go over and watch, I always get her name wrong, Patty, I can never remember if it's Parry Tollish or Tolly Parish. It is mobile size, actually, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got a clear cover for my phone that's a bit like this. I could maybe, yeah, it is mobile size, look. It's the same size as my Sony. I could put my clear cover on my phone and maybe do a jelly print on the back of my phone. Cute. I like that idea. So yeah, that would be fun to play with. I know jelly printing is old hat and everybody's been there and done that, but you know, I don't do, I've got to clean my phone now because it's filthy. I don't do jelly printing like mucky stuff. Patty Tolly Parish. Thank you. I can never remember. I always get it wrong. I've come up with Polytarish, Tully Parish, Polytorish, Paritolish, all sorts. I can never get it right. I just know she's Patty. I call her Patty the Lab Lover because she likes Labradors. But anyway, yeah, I've been watching Inkwell. Dee Dee, she's fabulous. She has lots of pre-recorded videos on, not pre-recorded, pre-recorded Ustreams over on her YouTube channel. So I just sorted all her videos by oldest first and hit play all. I'm up to, well, I've seen a lot of the newer ones, but I'm up to, I think, the squirrel. No, the Dax. No, the Corgi is the last one I've seen. I was watching. Yeah, JournalChatLIVE does jelly. But see, Paula is very mucky. She is, or at least the last time I watched one of her videos, sure, she was very kind of, you know, throwing paint all over the place and play with this, play with that, you know, and I can't do that. You know, I'm the kind of person who would put a stencil down on this, and if it was covered in paint, I'd use a pair of tweezers to pick it up. Because I just don't like muck all over my hands. I can't deal with it. Hello, baby. She's back again. Do you want to go out and play in the snow again? You want more belly rubs? She's being so cute. I wish I could get her on camera. She's sitting here, sitting up on her hind legs with her feet up in the air, waving at me, getting me to do belly rubs. Oh, there you go, my love. There you go, sweet pea. Now on here there's no, oh, it does tell me how long I've been recording. 23 minutes. Okay, I have to keep an eye on that because it'll go over time. I hadn't planned on recording, I was just trying to test out the camera, but then I thought, well, it's working, so yeah, I'll play with that later, I think. I thought it'd be nice for making collage papers for when I can't find something that's the right colours that I want. Like this, I wanted orange and blue and red and gold, and it just happened that there was a lot of pottery in my book. I've got this, you know what I mean, Vern? That's Dee Dee's catchphrase, isn't it? Yeah, I got this book. It's Treasures from the National Trust. I bought it, don't have a heart attack, I bought it in a charity shop for 48p. Okay. I have no problem in pulling this apart to use. Look at this, it's beautiful. What would be the point in hanging on to it just to look at it? I mean, it's nice, I've looked at it, I've gone through it and I've gone, oh, that's pretty, you know. But, oh, here's clocks. This is what I'm looking for, is clocks, but they're not exploded clocks, I want clock parts. So I might have to go on Google and... You have this book as well? I think they bring one out like every 5 years or something, don't they? They redo it. But it's really beautiful, but they had all this ceramic stuff. I've got to be careful. Apparently Ustream doesn't allow nudes, so I've got to be careful when I get to the statues section, because I think there might be a few nudes in the statues section. We'll skip past the Greek ceramics. Oh look, Beatrix Potter, Benjamin Bunny. We can't go wrong with a bit of Benjamin Bunny, right? And she's got clothes on, so we're okay. I just thought these would be really cool for, look at all these books. Use them for collage. It's a map. I'm not big into maps, I have to say. I'd rather use that page, but I know Tracy likes maps. Page 29, Tracy. Oh, you got it from the works, did you? I got it from a charity shop. Look at this, isn't it beautiful? This is the kind of thing I like to incorporate in my collage work, like patterns and books and text and illuminated text and fabrics. I love that fabric section back here. Look at these. William Morris. Aren't they beautiful? And stained glass windows. I love stained glass. Might use her actually. What's on the back of there? Not a lot. And this is just what I do. I just go through. Let's take the whole thing out. That'll be easier. Ooh, I like that too. What's on the back? Ooh, I like those as well though. Oh. Oh. That's not fair. Okay. So this is what I would do with this. Because I'm going for kind of a Greek goddess type. I've got a Greek goddess. Well, I think she's what's it called? Come on, words. I need to put this on my slope so that you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Tilts it away from the light a bit so it doesn't flash so badly. See, she's got quite a detailed face, really. I've got Japanese and Chinese print porcelain. I've got Tunisian screens and Turkish screens. I've got this Indian girl with, you know, the Mendi, is that what it's called? Mendi art, henna art on her hands. And then I've got the Greek goddess. I think she's actually neoclassical. I think it's a neoclassical bust of Aphrodite, if I remember correctly. So she's Greek, but I think it's neoclassical. There you go, you can see what she looks like now. I don't think she's original. And it's just kind of East meets West meets all sorts of things going on. So then we've got, I believe that's Venus. Not sure who that's supposed to be. But that would go rather nicely. Add a bit of lighter colours to the blue, because I want to add gold and I want to add orange. I think that would be rather cool. So I'll stick that in that page and I'll come back to it later. And then I don't know where I'm going with this. I really don't know what was going on in my brain last night, but I found these and I rather liked them. And then I had this piece. This was all one page. It's like a brocade headboard of one of the kings and queens of somewhere. Well, the UK. One of the kings or queens of the UK had this brocade headboard. So this is the bottom, and then there was this part, and then there's this part. It's the whole look of the bottom of the bed to the top of the bed. It's huge. Oh, Florentine art. That's what that is. That bit there is Florentine. Here's the scraps from it. Oh, that's there for a reason, because I like that side of it. Yeah, I had this and I cut it up. I stuck it on the page and then I cut it up, and then I thought, well, what if I take these off and have it like a layered page? And then I had this left, so that I could put that in there, and I got another layer. And then I was thinking, well, that goes with that colour goes there. I had a vague idea of using that on that side, and then, you know, that means that I've got this effect happening, so like that. So as you go through, you see less and less of the first page. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Don't forget, if you're in chat and you want to talk to me, you need to put it in caps, because I can't see it otherwise. Chat moves far too fast, and it's very pale on this screen. So yeah, this is a lot more messy than I would normally get, but it's not messy in your face kind of throwing paint all over the place. It's basically spray inks, collage, acrylic paint, which I don't normally use. I normally use watercolour, so that is a big change for me. I've used acrylic paint in the past, but it was during a period where I felt I was being pigeonholed into somebody else's way of working. This is more kind of experimental. Obviously I'm very influenced by Dee Dee at the moment. You should be able to get chat on your tablet if you rotate it landscape and then drop the picture down from full screen, Tracy. That's how it works on my tablet anyway, and I think you've got the same tablet as me. But you have to be watching it on the Ustream app to do that, not on just a browser. If you watch it on the Ustream app, you can do that. And then you can just flick in and out. You just make the screen bigger or smaller if you want to use the chat. That's what I do. Yeah, heavily influenced by the way Dee Dee works, but her technique, not her style. You know, I'm not into, I like spacey type things. I mean, I do like stars and stuff, but she does like space stations and planets, and she has water and mist and all sorts of weird and wonderful things going on. I'm not into that kind of stuff, and I'm not particularly into clocks. I don't do clocks. Yeah, social stream is on, so you should be able to talk in Twitter, but I won't be able to see it. Yeah, I like wolves and patterns and fabrics and faces and things like that. So this is the only clock type thing I've got going on, this and the world one. And again, and like I said, those were both influenced by something Dee Dee was working on at the time, and I thought, ooh, that would be cool if it was doing this. So when they're finished, they won't look like Dee Dee's at all. They'll be very different because they're my style, obviously, but the technique is the same. And I think that's the secret of expanding your knowledge and working on things that you wouldn't normally do, is to take somebody else's techniques and do them in your own way. So you'd use the same techniques, like I teach people how to use watercolour and then pencil and then sometimes markers over the top or paint over the top. But I don't teach people how to draw like I do. I just teach people how to do the techniques. That way you can do it your own way. I don't know what they're barking about. I am waiting for a delivery. My Hoover blew up on Wednesday, so I've had to buy a new Hoover. I found one on Argos for half price. So yeah, I haven't used an awful lot of my Delusions journal, but I did get really into it yesterday, and I love this page. There's something about this page. I love the colours. I love the drawing, even though she's a bit lopsided. I really like her. Obviously I love the wolf. I love the way his hat's coming out. I really like this page. So You love the colours. Oh, sorry, I didn't see which one you were talking about, the colours, but it must have been either the blue one or this one, so, because I was on that one and that one. So, this is Prussian blue. I love Prussian blue. I'm not a big blue fan, but I do like Prussian blue, especially with orange. And I think I'll use some of that because that's gold and white, and I think that'll be rather nice with it. But this is by far my favourite page. I plan to use greys and browns, and there's like a dusky pink in here. There's a very pale mint green, there's a cream colour, there's a red, there's a brick colour. Yeah, I plan to do quite a lot with this page. And then there's that one, obviously, which I've already shown you, which is much further along than any of the others. Okay, so there's that. Oh yes, I wanted to... yes, I was going to show you how I use this. Right. So this piece of collage, I like this side, but I also like this side. I like the circles. So what I'll do is tear out this circle. And I'm just using my finger to tear the paper against so that it goes round in a circle. That's all. There's no need to cut it. I don't want to cut it. Dee Dee always says if you cut it, it doesn't blend in as well. I don't know how true that is. I haven't really tried it, but I'm just too lazy to get the scissors out. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm not bothered about that square bit, I just want a bit of this circular thing. I'm going to take the whole thing out because I might use all or part of it on a different page, I don't know yet. Oops. So there's that one. And then I can turn this over and I've got the colours on this one. I can use this bit. So I wouldn't use this just as a block anyway, or I wouldn't have used it just as a complete block. I would have cut it up. So, yeah, might, for instance, use this in strips as a border. Like that. See? And then I can use these somewhere else. So that's how I would do that with that page, is to rescue the bits I want off one page and then use the rest from the other page. That's Maddie making weird noises in the background. So another thing I've been working on is, this is what I wanted to do this morning when I got up. I've been up about 4 hours and I still haven't actually got started on this yet because I've suddenly decided I was going to stream. I like that, you see, that's cool. Oh, we got a nude, sorry. She's got her hand over her boob, so I don't think you could see anything, but we're not allowed to. I cut it out for that, actually. I'm not sure what I was going to do with that. I just liked it. Okay, so I've been doing this. Now this is the Steampunk Fashions book. And that is entirely coloured with Crayola Super Tips. Kids felt tip pens. I used the markers techniques that I like to use, where those of you who are in my classes will have seen this. I do it with pretty much everything. I put down a medium colour. While it's still wet, I go in with the shadows, and then I go back over with the medium colour to blend it out, and then I put in highlights. I haven't put any highlights in on her yet. And I used these. I used 2 flesh tones, 3 brown tones, 2 greys and a black, 2 reds and the golden yellow. And that was it. And then the lace, I don't know if it'll pick up the detailing on the lace because we've got HD over here, but you see that black lace there? That was done with a Pilot GTEC C4 or a Cleto. Same thing. I like the CTEC C4s, GTEC C4s, these, because they're uber fine. Okay. So yeah, that was just blended out with using a medium colour, a dark colour, and then a medium colour over the top. The basic principle is if it bleeds, it blends. So if you put 2 colours together when they're wet, I don't know how this will pick up on camera, but if you put 2 colours together when they're wet and they bleed into each other, then that means they blend. Now they won't blend perfectly, they're not going to blend as well as if you had... Yeah, my chat keeps stopping and starting, I don't know what's going on there. They're not going to blend together as well as if you were using Copic markers, obviously. But they do blend together enough that if you're using 2 very similar colours, like this dark red and light red, it will give you a really good result. Excuse me one moment, I need to go and let Maddie out in the garden. Apparently she wants to go for a wee. Do you want to go for a wee or do you want to go and play in the snow? You want to go and play in the snow, don't you? Because you're cheeky. Come on then. Come on then, go out and play. I'll just leave the door open for a minute while they decide how long they're going to be out playing in the snow. Not too long, hopefully, because it's a bit chilly. But yeah, this is all kids felt tips. And then I've also been working on this one, which I love. She is, so far she's all watercolour except for the black lace, which again I've done with the GTEC. And I'm going for textures, so she's got satin on her gloves, she's got lace on her bodice and her skirt, I'm going to have a taffeta type floaty skirt, she's got a leather jacket, pink dreads. I'm going to put some lace up on her hat. She doesn't have lace on her hat, but I will put some lace up there. And this is what I thought I would do, because I kind of want to. I don't know. I love steampunk, modern with Victorian. You know, that I really love that. And then we've got steampunk, but more Art Deco style. It's not quite what I want, that one. Anyway, yeah, I kind of thought, why just leave it as a colouring page, was my thought. I don't really want to do this. It's far too fussy. I like it, but I don't want to fussy it. So I kind of want to get rid of that. And then I've got a blank page here. Now these pages are detachable. You can take them out. So I'm going to have to put some tape on them. Where's my tape? Where is my tape? Ah, there we go. Let's use a bit of gold, shall we? That'd be good for steampunk. So this gold chevron tape. Whoops. I'll stick that over the bit where it's perforated because I don't want the page to come out. I want this page to stay in. And I have no idea where I'm going with this. It's just the frame is like I do, actually. I do frames on mine, but it's quite a common thing to do, so. What are you two doing? Have you finished? Have you finished playing in the snow? Can I shut... You have? Okay, can I shut the door then? Can I shut the door then? I can, because it's chilly. It's bloody chilly, Scooby-Doo. Yes. There. Whoa. It's parky outside. Whoa. Okay. Okay. And then, oh, I've done it again. Over that side. I'm only doing this to stop the pages coming out because it's perforated. And I don't want these pages to come out. If you get them wet, the perforations will come apart, so. So now what I want is, I love her, she's awesome. That's the one they've got coloured on the front, I think. No. Maybe not. Oh, she's on the back, there we go. I want... Maddie! Shh! Come on, my love. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Maddie! Come on, baby. Oh, there's the big version of that. Oh! I could use her, couldn't I? Yeah, let's use that. Her colours are wrong though. No, let's not use that. And there isn't another version at the back. There's usually another version at the back. I know where I'm going with this. I just haven't quite got there yet because I woke up and went, oh, that's a good idea. Without a fully formulated plan. She's lovely. I like that one. She may have to come out and go in my other book. Okay, I'm going to have to rethink. Give me a second, I'm rethinking. I want Again, I've got to be careful with this because I know there's some nudes in here somewhere. I like those colours. I've got a kind of pink and green thing going. And that's kind of pink and green and blue. When I'm looking for collage material, I'm mostly going for colour and pattern. So my page is green and pink, and that's got green and pink in it. And that's dark red. That's a shame, because I could have used that if it wasn't red. Okay. La la la. You'll figure out where I'm going with this in a minute. Oh, sculpture section. We'll just skip past that one. They're all Greek sculptures, so. Well, that I like. That's Chester. But it's very industrial looking. Black and white image that's very industrial looking. So. Oh, Fox Talbot. William Henry Fox Talbot. Lived in Laycock. Yeah, I'm just testing the camera. I'm, like I said, I want to watch the recording back and see how it looks on camera and if it's okay. I'm not really, this isn't really a normal show type, I'm showing you what I'm doing type thing. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Hi, Stray Dreams. Hang on a second, that will be my delivery. Okay, sorry about that. No, I turned the sound off, sorry. Because I had to go and answer the door. Whew. I kind of like this bit too. My Hoover blew up the other day and I can't be without a Hoover with these two, so where's that bit of paper I just pulled out? Whoops. Skip the sculpture section. Oh, there it is. Yeah, kind of like that as well. I'm liking the black and white with the green and pink. Modernism type. See, there's paintings and stuff in here as well. She's pretty. Who's that? Lady Adelaide Talbot, Countess of Brownlow. Belton House, Lincolnshire. It's a beautiful painting. It doesn't say who painted it. Nice. Let me remind myself what I'm looking for. I don't think this is what I want to be looking at. That's got the same colours in it as well. Oh, it says that. Okay. Right, these two both have colours in that I really like. And this one might go with this image, I'm not sure. So the way what I do is I just place it next to it. Does it kind of look like it goes? Similar colours. Yes, I think it does. So I'm going to take that bit off there. And I think I'll probably just use the bird. Like that. There. And then these bits have got, not that one, these bits have got the colours on. You see the colours there, the stone and the pale blue and the pale pink and the cream. That all goes with the colours that I'm using in my wolf page. So what I'll do with those is take them into here and put them in my wolf page. So when I come to do my wolf, you see the colours match perfectly. Those colours with that. Perfect. Perfect colour blend. And this is exactly the kind of colours that I wanted to go with. So those can go in there. I'll play with that later. But with this, I'm liking this colour. I'm liking this border. Like that. Like I say, I'm just thinking out loud, playing with things, seeing how it works, seeing if it does what I thought. Okay. Because where I'm going with this is I kind of, well, I suppose it's fairly obvious now where I'm going with it, but I kind of want to have the same effect that the same collage effect that I'm doing in my Delusions journal in my colouring book. Is that obvious? Because I know there's lots of people cutting bits out of colouring books and using them in their art journals and things like that. But I just fancied, instead of using the colouring book in the art journal, bring the art journal into the colouring book. I thought, why not? I'm going to cut this down. I don't like all the black on him. I don't want to use black, I don't think. I think I'll probably use, because it's steampunk, probably go for like a bottle green or a brown. Yeah, I'm saying that. I don't want to use black. I'll probably still end up using black. Old habits die hard. But he's a bit solid looking, and I don't want him quite so solid looking. I want to be able to paint in the bits that I want to look solid. Let's take that bit off. I'll open that out a little bit. That's better. I prefer that. I want to bring the pages together somehow. I need to move this out of the way. Whoops. Craft a lunch! I think what I want to do is bring these over here. A bit more. Maddie, stop licking, please. I don't need it to be like a continuous border. I want it to be, I'm going to paint it, but I want it to have flashes of colour around the outside. It's too light. Darker piece. There we go, that's better. Kind of like that is what I'm thinking. What's the UK website for the Americana paints? The easiest place to get them is on Amazon. But it's all through decoarts.com. That's where all the information is. Even if you go to the UK website, it's all the links take you to the American website. So if you want to get Americana paints, the best place to get them at the moment is on Amazon. Now the Deco Arts paints, these are the Americana ones. You only need 1 or 2 coats of most of these because they're all matte opaque. The Crafters acrylic version is cheaper by quite a lot, but you need twice as much. You need, for every 1 coat of this, you need 2 coats of Crafters. So for colours that you're not going to use very often, you could get the Crafters acrylic and just do 2 coats of it. Okay, so where am I going with that now? I like that window. I kind of want it to be behind her a bit. I have to be careful I don't lose her hand. So let's see. There. Oh, the colour that will show up would be good. There, there. Let's say about there. Take that little bit out. That should fit round her hand there. I can always paint in bits. There we go. No, I don't need that there. I want the black background behind her. Maddie, shush baby. That shop's still there in Chester, Liverpool Arms, pub rather. We're going to Chester for the Christmas market this year. We went to Manchester market last year and it was a bit pants. It was supposed to be a German market, but of course Martin's from Lincoln. And next to Germany, they have like the hugest website. Do I have the link to the paint on my site? Not yet. Oh, I might have. I've got a few of them, like the little, these little sets, if you want to try some. All the little sets are specialist paints or satin paints. But yeah, I will put up the colours that I've got, if I can find them, on the website. But I bought the 16 pack of satin in these little pots just to try it. You don't need to go spending lots of money on lots and lots of paints or anything like that. Americano is quite expensive. Well, not overly expensive. It's like between £2 and £4 a bottle, depending on what colour you get, because obviously different colours are different prices. But thinking. It kind of looks like a view out the window, doesn't it? Did you get the Game of Thrones colour book? No, I'm not even vaguely interested in Game of Thrones. If I was going to get any of the TV version type colouring books, I would go for probably Sherlock. I think I could be tempted by Harry Potter, maybe. Doctor Who, definitely, because I like things like the Weeping Angels and stuff. But no, Game of Thrones doesn't interest me in the slightest, not even vaguely. I think I'm the only person in the world who doesn't watch Game of Thrones, actually. Everybody else seems to watch it. I read the books, that's enough for me, thanks. I think we need to do some sticking before we get too much collage to be able... Whoops, I lost part of his head now. Not that it matters, but... I think we need to get some sticking done before we get too much collage, not enough space. But I just want to look at these two. These two, this is where I had the idea. This is a vintage magazine. Not a vintage magazine, it's a vintage lifestyle magazine. But of course vintage these days is like 1980s, isn't it? Anything over 25 years old is classed as vintage now. But I just thought I'd have a flick through and see if there was like any patterns or anything that went with it. Kind of like that pink. Who's licking? Oi! Stop. So I've got that one. Yeah, this is one of those four yearly, 3 yearly magazines, like £4 in WH Smith's. So now that I've read it, I can use it as collage fodder. And this one is actually a book, but I bought this in, I think, the Works. It's Country Living Magazine's book for the year, and it's £10. But it's a big book. And I'd rather pay £10 for this than for £10 for Vogue. And it's got some really cool stuff in it. See, like those patterns. I love those kind of patterns. It's got a lot of patterns and things in it. That's very cool. Ooh. Ooh, now that would go with... You can see me working on my wall later. And again, I'm doing that like the collage, I'm doing it like a sketchbook so that I can do paintings from it later. So the fact that I'm using magazine pages and things like that doesn't matter because I'll do it as painting later. I'll use my own collage as a reference kind of thing. Again, that's something that Dee Dee's been doing on one of the streams I watched, and I thought, well, that's a cool idea. I'd like to try that. I don't want florals. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I like the colour. I think that's too black and white for the moment. Let's get her colour on there. Am I forgetting to talk? I watched Game of Thrones. I watched about 3 episodes, I think. And I was like, I'm bored now. Hunger Games, no, I'm not into that either. Dystopian societies just doesn't do it for me. I'm not. I haven't watched. I haven't even watched The Walking Dead. Because I just don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like Mad Max. I don't like Walking Dead. I don't like... I mean, I like zombies. But the whole dystopian society thing just doesn't do it for me at all. Even when it's a fantasy dystopian society, I don't... or a, you know, a not Earth kind of place, like Game of Thrones. Just doesn't interest me at all. I'd rather watch Crimson Peak over and over and over again. Now, serial killer documentaries, that I can totally get into. The colours aren't really picking up on this, but this is... Her dreads are the same colour as my hair. The bright, bright pink. And her hair is bright pink. And then this is all greens and dusky pinks, a bit like this sort of colour. And then all this background is kind of pinks and blues and greens and orangey bits, but it's all very delicate looking. So, I think we need to start sticking things down a bit. Let's grab some... Oh, I've got the hiccups. Yeah, let's put that one under there, and then that might hold that flat a bit better. There we go. Oh, Tracy's wondering how she missed this morning's stream. Can somebody tweet or buzz Tracy Reinhardt, if you know her on somewhere, and let her know I'm over here? She was looking for me on YouTube. She couldn't find me because I'm not there. just clearing some space here so I can put my mat down. I got these mats. These are, now, these mats are really cool. They're craft mats, but they're not craft mats, they're cooking mats, okay? They're heat and stain and water and everything else resistant. So they're like the craft mats, but they're thick and they're rubberized around the outside. Well, they're not rubbery, well, it feels rubbery, it's silicone. They're silicone mats, so they're softish, so you could draw on them. They've got this non-slip bit around the outside, so they don't shift about. Because I got one of those Ranger type, you know, the craft mats, and it slips all over the place. And because it's non-stick, you can't stick it down. What the heck point is a craft mat that you can't stick to the place so it doesn't move about? So I got these instead. I got them in a set of 3. This is the large, then there's one that's half the size that's medium, and then there's this little one. Oh no, this is the medium, sorry. I've got the little one for you, Foxy, because I know you've got limited space. I kept you the little one. And I've got another big one for Claire. But I thought I could put this down here and put my paint on it instead of having to keep getting my palette out. There we go. Put that on there. Easy clean, and look, see, it doesn't slide about at all. Doesn't even vaguely slip anywhere. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And that means, where did I get them? I got them on eBay. I'll put a link in the description when I upload this to YouTube later. I can't remember what they're called. Hang on. Oh, let me have a look on my eBay app. eBay. eBay. How long are we on? Oh, an hour and 15. That's not too bad. We'll take a break in a little bit. I'll stick these down and then we'll take a bit of a break and go and grab some coffee and stuff. Although I've still got coffee. Craft mats. Okay, here they are. So I got them on eBay UK from a seller called come on, it must tell you who the seller is. Afrapoco Limited. Right, I'll have to write that down, won't I? Okay. Afrapoco _limited. eBay UK. And they are called, his logo says Jazuli. So you'll know when you find the right one. It's called a silicone fiberglass non-stick baking mat sheet tray oven liner. Oh, sorry. Silicone fiberglass non-stick baking mat sheet tray oven liner rolling cake mat. So it's one of those ones that you can, if you're doing like a roulade or something, you can roll it all up and use the mat to roll it. But it's fiberglass, non-stick, heat resistant, everything. So it's perfect for crafting. And it's got this rubberized thing around the outside that stops it slipping about. There's you can get the 3-piece set is £12, or I bought the large one on its own for £7. And they do the small one and the medium as well. The medium is A3, the large one is A2, and the little one I think is 8x8 square. That's the one I've kept for Tracy. Because she's only got a very limited desk space, whereas me and Claire have got massive desks. So I'll just put it up on screen for a second. Oh, Jazuli is the brand, apparently. I'll put it up on screen for a second. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. And then that's the person I bought it from. Afropoco Limited on eBay. And it came like the next day. They're fab. Okay. A bit of a detour there. I'm going to stick these down and how did we get detoured onto? Oh, because I'm going to use my mat to put my matte medium on instead of having to get a palette out. Liquitex matte medium. I'm not using golden. Golden is way too expensive, and this stuff does exactly the same thing. Plus it comes in a better container. This is a pour container, so you don't have to deal with... A lot of people decant it out into little poury bottles, don't they? They're golden medium, because it comes in those big tubs that dry out. Well, we don't mess about with that. We don't do that. So matte medium, stick it down. Simple as that. Now, this will make it tricky to colour with colour pencils on the back page. So on the reverse of this page, it's going to be very difficult to colour with colour pencils because the paper is going to get wet on one side. So sorry, cut. Thinking and painting at the same time. It's just because I'm not teaching, you see, I can't. I had golden matte medium once. I had a little jar that I got from, I think, Jackson's Art Supplies. They do it quite cheap, considering. But given the price of it, this Liquitex medium is just as good. And their other mediums, I use their Flow medium as well. That's just as good. You know, I mean, obviously golden is artist's quality. That's why it's so expensive. But you don't need artist's quality in a colouring book, okay? That's just ridiculous. I mean, yeah, sure, if you can afford it, go ahead and get some. That's fine. If it's in your budget, by all means, get the best you can afford. But if you're on a budget, then don't bother. Get the, you know, get what you can afford to get. Okay, the page is getting a bit wrinkly from putting the matte medium on. So what I'm going to do is put the matte medium over the back of my image and then put it onto the page. So I kind of want him to be leaning over her shoulder a little bit like that. There we go, that's better. And I'm putting matte medium over the top so that if I want to work with acrylic over it, A, it won't lift the paper up, but B, if you get paint somewhere you don't want it, you can remove it afterwards. Like I said, I'm not really teaching this class. It's not a class. It's not even a proper show. It's just me testing my camera and doing something that I thought, hey, that would be rather cool. Let's try it. I just used the card to get the air bubbles out, just like you would if you were doing Pritt Stick or whatever. It's exactly the same. Same techniques, different materials. Yeah, I like Liquitex products for what they are. They're considering they're like student grade. They're very, very good, and they're very like the golden products. Like The Delusions products are very good. Those are also student grade, but they're very, I don't know, they're more traditional paints, I guess. It's quite hard to get a matte colour with Delusions, which is what I like. Obviously, the Americanas are craft acrylics. They're not even they're not even real paint, but they still work. Oh, there's somebody outside running their engine. You know when it reverberates through all the glass in the house and you can hear it like in the bottom of your eardrums? I really hate that. And they're idling their engine out the back here. Usually I go out and scowl at them over the fence and they go away. Don't forget, if you're asking questions or talking to me, you need to put it in caps so I can see it. So, does matte medium stick to washi tape? Yeah, it seems to. Well, it should. Washi tape's only paper tape. It doesn't have a shiny surface or anything. Deco tape would be a little bit more difficult, but... Oh, seriously, that engine going is really annoying me now. It's literally reverberating through the whole house. The dirt streaks that you might be able to see, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, is actually just the print coming off some of the paper because it's glossy paper. But we'll paint over that later anyway, or spray over it or something, you know. Really, this person needs to go and take their car somewhere else now. It's annoying. So, like I said, I'm just going to finish putting down this collage bit, and then I'll have to leave it to dry anyway, so rather than getting the heat gun out, what I'll do is stop the recording for a bit, go and get a new cup of coffee and all that, give you a little break, and then we can come back and do some more. I'm in a crafting mood today, I could be on all day. Winsor and Newton Galleria. See, I don't like them. They're too painterly. They're too traditional for me. I prefer craft paint because it's matte. And if you want to do layered techniques like I do with coloured pencil or pastel or pen or whatever, you want matte. And yeah, I know you can add matte medium to your paints, your Galleria paints, if you want to, but you know, who has time for that? It's only an art journal. If I was doing a professional piece, then I probably would use slightly higher grade paints, and add a matte medium to them to get a medium, a matte finish. But you know, I'm only playing in my journals and colouring books. Really don't need to be spending a lot of money on art materials for that. I tend to stick with one or two materials that I use a lot. Oh, I've missed one. So my colour pencils and my watercolours. I use those a lot, so I always get the best I can afford of those, and I will save up for good quality ones. I won't just buy crap. Oh, the mediums. I haven't tried their mediums. I've tried the Delusions. I know the Delusions matte medium doesn't stick. I don't know why it doesn't stick, but it doesn't stick. Oh, really? Take your engine somewhere else. It's annoying me now. I don't like noise. I'm not a noise guy. Repetitive noise gets on my nerves. I'm not a loud noise person or a repetitive noise person or a intrusive noise person. And that deep rumbling I find very intrusive. But hopefully they'll go away in a minute, or by the time we come back. Get the air bubbles out. And I'm trying not to get matte medium on her because I'm not finished with her yet. And obviously matte medium is water resistant. So I'm doing her with watercolours. I don't want to be putting matte medium over it. So easy clean up. Like that. Probably should have used a bit of kitchen towel rather than my cloth, but never mind. Now my cloth will get stuck together because it's got that medium all over it. Off topic. What icy weather? Hang on. With the icy weather, have a look at getting yak tracks for secure walking, especially with dogs in the park. Oh, honey. I wear New Rock boots. I don't need any tracks. Look up New Rock boots. They have like mega chunky soles. Huge, chunky. The depth of the sole on one of mine is 2 inches thick, and the grooves in it are 1 inch thick. So yeah, good idea for perhaps for other people, but I'm I'm all right in icy weather. I don't have a problem with that. Got that hanging around. I don't know what that's for. Ah, right. Yeah, it's coming together. I'm not quite sure where I'm going with it yet, but it's coming together slowly. I think what I want to do is put mostly green paint in the background, like a mint green. Yeah. I think that's what I'll do. I'll put mint green in the background somewhere. So, oh, missed a bit. Hope it doesn't want to stick. There we go. Okay, so let's stop the recording and we're going to take a break and we will be back again in a minute.